Go ahead and get started. And if anybody else joins us, we will let them in. My name is Sheila Gold. I'm the Assistant Dean of Admissions for the School of Professional Advancement at Tulane University. I am joined by my colleague, Ann Conlon. She is behind the scenes, running the slides, letting you all in the room. And if you have any questions during this webinar, you can drop them in the chat at the bottom, and Anne will be monitoring the chat. I just put a welcome message in the chat, so you all should be able to see it, and you can drop your messages in there, and Anne will be getting back to you. So today we're going to talk about graduate degrees and certificates that we offer at the School of Professional Advancement. Just to give you a little bit of context, Tulane University is made up of 10 different schools, one of which is the School of Professional Advancement. So we are actually the third oldest school at Tulane University. There was the medical school, then the law school opened, and at about 130 years ago, the original iteration of the School of Professional Advancement opened. And it had a mission of offering higher education to non-traditional learners and adult learners. So essentially, that meant anybody who wasn't sort of the traditional just out of high school 18-year-old that goes off to college. Maybe someone is living at home and they want to go to school. Maybe they've been in the workforce for a little while and they're coming back, that kind of student. And we're still essentially doing that same work today. It looks a little different and more modern, like we offer classes online so that they are flexible for working adults, but it's still the same mission of offering a Tulane education to working adults. So, a little bit about us. Our administrative offices are in this building that you see on the campus, the orange building. It's called Richardson Hall. We are located on the main campus in Uptown New Orleans off of St. Charles Avenue. You can see a picture of our student lounge with a mural that was actually created by some of our own students in the digital design program. They came up with the logo "Where You Belong." We loved that logo so much. It was a class project, and we loved it so much that we actually commissioned the students to paint it on our wall. And it is sort of the logo that we like for our students to understand. You belong and you have a place here at the School of Professional Advancement, and we're thrilled that you all are considering pursuing a degree with us. So, folks always ask, like, School of Professional Advancement, is that Tulane University? Absolutely. Today, you're taking the first step on your journey, but ultimately, you will end up graduating from Tulane University with a Tulane degree. And your diploma is going to look just like the diploma right there on the screen. It'll say Tulane University, School of Professional Advancement. It will have your name in there and then the degree which you earned with the seal and the signature of the president and the president of the board. So, and our dean. So we're very excited for you to start dreaming about the ultimate goal, which is getting this Tulane diploma. So, a little bit about this webinar, and we very much appreciate you all taking time out of the middle of your day. So, we try to keep these webinars kind of streamlined. It'll be about 15 to 20 minutes long. There'll be an opportunity for you to drop some questions in the chat, and then I will offer you my contact information at the end of the webinar. So, any questions that you have, you can email me directly, and I'm more than happy to answer those questions. But we shouldn't eat up too much of your time in the middle of the day. So we're going to learn a little bit about our faculty. What makes our faculty different from other schools is that the majority of our faculty is what we call professors of practice. And professors of practice essentially are professionals who are working in the field that they teach, and they bring the most current information from the workforce into the classroom. So, for instance, in our public administration program, Ashley Hand is one of our faculty members. Ashley's full-time job is as the Director of Strategic Communications for the government of Kansas City. So when she teaches about strategic communications in our public administration program, she's not just teaching you out of a book. She's bringing in maybe a problem that she had in her job currently today, and you all can work it out in real life and understand how to troubleshoot issues so that you're prepared for the workplace. Derek Bose is a former chief administrative officer for the Southeast Louisiana Flood Protection Authority. So when we have him teach in our Homeland Security program, he understands how to secure the homeland. This is what he does every day, and he brings his knowledge into the classroom. Um, Tyra Mitchell is one of our professors, and she has her doctorate in physical therapy, and she is the former chief physical therapist at Ochsner, which is one of two of our large healthcare systems here in the state of Louisiana, if you're not from Louisiana. Ralph Russo is the program director for our cyber and IT programs. Ralph is a former NYPD officer, and Ralph's background is that he helped NYPD put together their cybersecurity unit right after 9/11. So when you talk about like how do you do these things and will I be prepared for the workforce, you are actually learning from the leaders in those industry, and they teach you in your class. So Amanda Fennell is one of our faculty members, and she's actually currently the assistant director for our cyber IT program. And we love this quote, and I know that you all can read, but I'm going to read it to you. As a cybersecurity leader, I feel it's vital to prepare our professionals, which is you all, the students, through practical experience, which is why I incorporate my day job into my classes at night. And that is the best way that we can put how and explain what our professors do. Okay. So there's two different ways that you can reach your educational goals here at the School of Professional Advancement. You can pursue a full master's degree, which I will tell you about in a minute. Or if you're interested, you could get a graduate certificate, which is generally 4 classes. So the good news is that our graduate certificates don't take as long as the master's degree. They're also less expensive because you're taking fewer classes. Our graduate certificates are stackable towards our master's degree. So essentially, one graduate certificate is about a third of a master's degree. So if you pursue a graduate certificate and you're like, I really loved it, it was not that hard managing my time, I want to continue going and get my full master's degree, we can put you on the track towards completing your master's degree, and you will already be a third of the way there by having completed your certificate. So in the next slide, we can show you the master's degrees that we offer. We have a master's degree in cybersecurity management, emergency management, Homeland Security Studies, Information Technology Management, Sports Studies, Master of Liberal Arts, Public Administration, a Master of Art in Teaching, and then we have 4 different Masters of Educations. We have Equity Centered Education Leadership, Learning Experience Design, Special Education, and Teaching English Learners. So the Master of Art in Teaching is for students who are interested in being classroom teachers. The MED are more for educators who are interested in educational leadership roles, being a dean, being a principal, maybe a head of a school. The certificates that we offer, well, we talked about the graduate certificates and how there's 4 courses in each. And if you're interested in stacking that in, you'll only need about 6 or 8 additional courses to actually get your master's degree. So it's just something to think about, a different way to pursue your degree. So the certificates that we offer all fall within the different areas that we offer master's degrees, but they're specifically focused on certain areas. So I'm not going to read all of these to you. You'll get a copy of this PowerPoint after webinar is over. But if any of the areas where there's a master's degree, if you want to get very specific information in certain parts of those areas, you can pursue a master's certificate, or I'm sorry, a graduate certificate. Okay, so we do feel like the learning experience that we offer students is a little bit different from what you might have experienced previously, or from other schools that you might be looking at to pursue your master's degree. We go out of our way to make our programs engaging. We have on our staff at SoPA what we call instructional designers. These are master level educators, so they all have their master's in education, but their area of specialty is instructional design, which means that they look at coursework and they design it specifically to be engaging to online learners. So they make sure that you're not just flipping through PowerPoints and like posting something to a discussion board or writing a paper. You will have some of that for sure. Um, but we certainly offer different ways to engage. We have small group work. You will have certain classes where you actually have to zoom into the class. So they will be interactive, kind of like in the same format that we're on right now for this webinar. You will have classes where you will work with other people in the class and also be able to create relationships with other students and with your faculty member. Two ways that we do this that are sort of interesting and different from what you might be used to is several of our faculty have created coursework that's in the metaverse. So, for instance, you will have some sort of problem that you will need to solve, and you will go online, you will create an avatar for yourself, and you will work through a homework problem and create a solution and turn that solution in for a grade. Another way that we, next slide, please. Another way that we differentiate our curriculum is we have several faculty members who have recorded their lessons on a podcast. So instead of having to read a chapter in a book for, your next assignment, you can listen to 15 minutes of the podcast on the way to work, 15 minutes of the podcast on the way back from work, maybe another 20 minutes while you're cooking dinner. And so that's a different way, especially if you're an auditory learner, that you don't have to sit down and read an article, and that you can sort of engage with the curriculum in a way that's different and engaging. Okay, next slide. So, another thing that we do at the School of Professional Advancement that we think differentiates us from other schools that you might be looking at is we are very dedicated to our students being successful in our program. So, we wrap our students in a lot of support. We are not interested in you just getting admitted to our program. We want to see you get that diploma that we showed you a couple slides earlier. So every student has a dedicated academic advisor that will troubleshoot questions with you, help you pick your classes. If you're having difficulty in classes, you can reach out to them and they'll help connect you to the writing lab, maybe help you craft an email to reach out to your professor to ask for some help, maybe get you some resources online that can help you study for exams or do time management. You will also have a faculty advisor, and this person is a little bit more of a professional mentor that can help you figure out what part of the curriculum you really enjoy and how you can turn that into a profession after graduation. We also have our own career coach, and our coach is just for SoPA students. We do not share this person with any other part of the university. So they're here just to work with our students and provide very intimate one-on-one services for you all. So for instance, they can help you with your resume, they can help you put your LinkedIn page together. If there's a job that you might be interested in applying to, they could help do a mock interview with you so that you can practice. They can run some questions by you so that you can be prepared for what the employer might be asking you. So definitely take advantage of that resource as well. Okay. We also have what's called credit for prior learning. So, especially with our adult learners, many of our students come to us with significant experience from the workforce. You all have been working for years. You are experts in fields that you may not necessarily be studying, or that you're interested in taking your career to the next level. So we've created a program where if you have a course that you need to take for credit, and you look at the syllabus and you're like, I could teach this course. I know so much about it. Like, I already know all of this information. It would be a total waste of my time to take this course. You can go to your advisor and say that you would like to get credit for prior learning for that course, and they'll connect you with the faculty member on our faculty, who will work with you to demonstrate that you already know all the objectives on the syllabus. And they'll ask you some questions, you'll write a little paper, you'll turn in maybe a work product that you had from the workplace. And when you can demonstrate that you know that information, you will not have to take the course. So you can do that up to 2 graduate courses, and that can save you almost $8,000. So definitely take advantage of that. It saves you money, and it also saves you time towards graduation. Okay, so a little bit about affordability. So we group our classes by tuition per class. So we're still accepting applications for summer if you're interested in starting in the summer term. And a course for the summer term is $3,738 per graduate course. If you are interested in the MA and teaching the MAT, or in the graduate SPED or TEL certificates, they are actually priced at our undergraduate pricing, which is $1,926 per course. So that's something to keep in mind. We do offer certain 20% discounts. Hopefully, you all will fall into these categories. If you are active duty, a military or veteran, if you're an alum of Tulane University, if you've previously received a degree from Tulane University, if you are an alum of an HBCU, if you are active or retired federal, state, and local emergency service or law enforcement personnel, if you are a member of the PTK Honor Society, if you are a Louisiana state or local employee, if you are an adult over 60, or if you are a member of one of the multiple SoPA professional and partnership agencies, we offer a 20% discount. If you are not sure if you are a member of one of the partnership agencies, they are listed on our website. All right. So applying, we try to make applying as easy as possible. Our application lives on our website, sopa.tulane.edu. There's a big button at the top that says apply. Click that button and choose the graduate application because you're interested in graduate programs. We will need a copy of a current government ID. You could go ahead and take a picture of your passport or your driver's license and just upload that. You can take a picture on your phone. We will need transcripts from any institution where you received college credit. We do not require any standardized testing. And our graduate degrees do require writing samples and a resume. So there'll be multiple short answer questions we will need you to fill out. Plus, we'll need you to upload a copy of your resume. There is a $50 application fee, but as a thank you for attending this webinar, we will waive that fee. If you have already applied and paid that fee, please email me after this webinar and I can refund that fee to you. Do not be shy about that. It takes me about 30 seconds to refund the fee, and it takes about a week for that money to be deposited back into your account. So it's worth it just to email me. Okay, the last thing is we have several application deadlines. We are currently enrolling for summer and fall terms. Our application deadline is May 1 for summer term. We do have an early enrollment scholarship if you get admitted and register for classes by April 25th, which is in 11 days, you will get a $500 discount off your first semester's tuition. That's a pretty tight turnaround, but it might be able to get done if you move quick. Our next application deadline is August 1 for the fall semester, but if you apply and register for classes by July 15th, you'll get $500 off your first semester. You have plenty of time for that. And if you're interested in our January spring term, you have until January 1. And if you register for classes by December 1st, you will get that $500 off. So we certainly hope that we will see applications from all of you. And that concludes our webinar. My contact information is on the screen, sgold@tulane.edu. There is a phone number. Don't really call the phone number. I'm much easier to reach by email, and I reply faster by email. So you all can reach out to me after this webinar, or you can wait till tomorrow. You'll get a thank you email from us with a recording of this webinar. So if there's anything that you missed or want to review, or if you have a friend who was unable to join, you can forward that to them as well. So, thank you, everybody. We appreciate you being here, and we hope to be welcoming everyone to a student at SoPA very soon. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, how are you?